Let's continue working with synthetic division. Now, so far, all of our dividends have had every single place value. For instance, here we had a third degree term, a second degree term, a first degree term, and a constant. But what about a problem like this one, where we have a fourth degree, we don't have a third degree, we have a second degree, no first degree, and our constant's negative 45. In a case like that, you want to think of all the missing terms as having a coefficient of 0. Keeping that idea in mind, please see if you can use synthetic division to find the quotient and the remainder. I notice our divisor's already a difference, so that's fine. But in the dividend, I'll have to think of this as x to the fourth plus 0x cubed minus 4x squared plus 0x minus 45. But now I can set up my synthetic division. Here's my subtrahend. My values will be 1, 0, negative 4, 0, and negative 45. I'll bring down the 1. I'll multiply to get 3 and add. Multiply to get 9 and add. Multiply to get 15 and add. And then multiply to get 45 and add. Since my fourth degree is being divided by a first degree, this will be my coefficient for the third degree. So I'll have x cubed plus 3x squared plus 5x plus 15 with a remainder of 0. Try this one. Here, I'll have to make a couple of changes. First, in the dividend, I need a 0x cubed and a 0x, and then in the divisor, I'll have to think of this as subtracting a negative 2. I'll take the subtrahend of negative 2, write my line. My values will be 2, 0, negative 3, 0, and 4. I'll drop the 2. I'll multiply to get negative 4 and add. Multiply to get 8 and add. Multiply to get negative 10 and add. And then multiply to get 20 and add. Since I'm dividing a fourth degree by a first degree, my first term will be a third degree term. So I'll have 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x minus 10 with a remainder of 24. Here's an interesting one. See how you do. In the dividend, I'll have to have x to the fourth plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 1. My divisor is already a difference, so I'll start with 1. My values will be 1, 0, 0, 0, negative 1. I'll drop the 1, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add. And when I divide x to the fourth minus 1 by x minus 1, I'll get x cubed plus x squared plus x plus 1 with a remainder of 0. And here's our last one. I'll have to think of the dividend as x to the fifth plus 0x to the fourth plus 0x cubed plus 6x squared plus 0x plus 4. And the divisor will be x minus negative 2. I'll start with my subtrahend. My values will be 1, 0, 0, 6, 0, 4. I'll bring down the value 1, multiply to get negative 2 and add, multiply to get positive 4 and add, multiply to get negative 8 and add, multiply to get positive 4 and add, multiply to get negative 8 and add. And now, since I'm dividing a fifth degree by a first degree, I'll have x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x plus 4 with a remainder of negative 4. Well, that will conclude our work with synthetic division.